Why is music so terrible all of a sudden? I have my theories, but let's just start with what's happening right now. The most talked about musical release, I think, without any debate, is Drake's latest release, or releases, I don't know, or really care, because it took a few seconds of listening to pretty much get the gist of what he's going for here. Now, let me start by saying I've never considered Drake as good or even mid. In fact, it's safe to say I find myself scratching my head every time I see him come up in media or when people talk about him like he's a once-in-a-generation talent or, some profound lyricist. I'm just wondering, how the is this guy popular? I never got it. Anyways, did people hear him say, "Swimming in the money, come and find me, Nemo," and just go, "This is the poet laureate of our age"? Like, I get it if Disney's paying you and you have to force a line about a Disney movie in there to make a bag, but let's be honest here. Or what about, "We moving militant, but somehow you the one tanking"? Ugh. Or, "I'm such a gentleman, you should give it up for me. Look at how I'm placing all my napkins and my cutlery." Like, what the is that? Anyways, moving along. Drake released something like 41 new songs with a huge ice sculpture marketing stunt in downtown Toronto to promote the albums. The area had to be sealed off by police after fans started hacking at it with pickaxes and set it on fire. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why. It's the classic tragedy of the commons. Look that one up. It's beyond the scope of this video. Look up the tragedy of the commons. That's what happened. So anyways, I took a few seconds out of my day and listened to some of these new tracks. And my first honest impression was that this sounds like someone used Suno on the free tier and used prompts like, "Make me a banger trap song," or "Make a Drake-like hip-hop track, Suno." But their judgment and taste is so trash that they rejected all the decent ideas from Suno and just ended up with 41 of the most mediocre, monotonous, brain rot tracks any artist has ever released. And of course, the internet hive mind does their thing, talking and posting about it like rabid hyenas, analyzing every diss, every line like this is some poetic prodigy that hides his true intentions behind layers of allegory and subtext, when he's literally just having someone ghostwrite some 8th grade English shit. Bruh. Come on, and let me make one thing clear. Whether you love him or hate him, Drake's whole design, and yes, he was designed by handlers, is to have the internet talk about him. He may not even know that's what he's there for, but that's what his handlers, his creators, made him for. He fails only if people stop talking about him. That's why you see him everywhere. He's promoting gambling now because he is an ad, a living, breathing advertisement. The ultimate evolution in marketing and advertising. It was never about music or any of his songs. Nobody I know or personally spend time with listens to Drake because I don't hang out with NPCs. But even artists like Michael Jackson or Prince, who some people may not have liked at all, still recognized at least some of the music. Songs like Beat It, Billie Jean, Purple Rain always preceded the actual fame and the cult of personality. MJ and Prince weren't just famous because a big machine pushed them incessantly. Don't get me wrong, they had huge labels with massive budgets behind them, but the music stood on its own. The music was the product when it was all said and done. Drake has none of that. He is the product, the only product. He always has to be beefing with someone to stay relevant because as soon as he's ignored, he disappears and the songs just go away. Because like him, they're just ads. It's like listening to commercials. Lots of ad placements mentioning brands, gossipy beefs that mimic female behavior, all perfectly blended into one subtle mind control cultural psyop. At the end of the day, that's really all he is, a psyop. Like every other artist you see in front of you. The difference is with Drake, his handlers realize they can just fake their way through the actual music and art because the populace is so dumbed down, they'll accept any mediocre garbage. Like, he's the evolution of the controlled psyop artist, where at one point it was essential that the controlled artist is interesting, unique, talented, outside of the norm, someone that the normie mind can't even comprehend. Now the artists are just ads, something you'd scroll past on your Instagram feed. It's not even that they aren't talented, though. Some of them actually are, but these days it's just like everyone's talented. Every other clip on my social media feed is some underdressed girl perfectly finger tapping a flawless guitar solo, or a guy expertly slapping a bass, someone flawlessly singing a cover of whatever song might be trending that week. But that's not how it works anymore. Everyone is talented because everyone can learn all of this either by spending some time watching YouTube tutorials, or if you're extra ambitious and savvy, by going to one of the many, many music schools that teaches everyone how to play music in the exact same way. You essentially have an artist factory. Everyone's good because they were taught to be good. But good is just a homogenized, one-dimensional expression. Nothing exciting comes of good. The algorithm won't show you anything that's not good. The parameters are set up so that only the good get recommended. Anything new, weird, or that hasn't truly been thought of before will get squashed by the algos. They're meticulously designed to only shine a light on what has already been done. Parameters that have already been set. This works only because the populace accepts it. We've all been programmed over decades to hear music in certain ways, no matter the genre. The big singing shows like American Idol, The Voice, played a significant role in programming people's ears to listen to music like a contest. Oh, well, you missed a note, you're not good. Music is programmed in such a way that if it moves anywhere outside of the parameters we consider good, it's automatically rejected. We've literally become algorithms at this point. Records like David Bowie's Hunky Dory or Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here could never be made today. As soon as Bowie sang a little sharp, all the American Idol NPCs would check out. Oh, no, he's not good. Or imagine the attention it takes to listen and appreciate Shine On You Crazy Diamond. That attention span does not exist in this current environment. And in a way, that's fine. Music has to evolve. But if you're at a point where an app can prompt songs that sound exactly like you, maybe even better, then I would say that music has devolved. We've gone backwards. I think Drake is a perfect representation of that. He's the poster boy of the slop generation. At the end of the day, I don't think Drake, or rather his handlers, are stupid. They see what's coming with AI. They know that anyone can prompt a track in a few seconds that's better than anything Drake's done in his whole career. That's why he's dropping 41 tracks, multiple albums at once. It's one last money grab from the people that haven't figured it out yet. AI's already replaced these artists, and that was the plan all along. Remember Hologram Tupac? Yeah, they told you all the way back then that future artists aren't even going to be real people. It's just going to be some execs in a boardroom prompting what they think might sell. And at the end of the day, it's our fault. We allowed it. We listened to the Drakes and the Post Malones and the Cardi Bs. We accepted this as culture. There are always going to be pockets of resistance to the dying of the cultural light. But let's be real. Just a simple conversation with the average person should tell you, if you're paying attention at all, that we might be too far gone. This might just be the end. Anyways, thanks.